Öz namizədimi vitse-prezident postuna sürürəm. İrəli sürürəm. İrəli abiləş.
Also known as one of the absolute all-time EYP classics, Disco Pogo.
Oradan çək, fokuslasın çək. Atatın aldı. Bir dənə baxın, başarılar olur.
Ding. All right, please sit down so that we can start with the next debate. All right, everyone tunes into channel 3 for 5 seconds.
Cormac McKinney.
Good energizer.
Disco Pogo, dinga dinga ding, dinga dinga ding. Alle Arten sing. Disco Pogo, dinga dinga ding, dinga dinga ding. Alle Arten sing. That was excellent. Thank you so much, the translator-interpreter team, not only for being amazing when it comes to conveying messages, but also your music preferences are pretty impressive. All right, and now finally, we are somewhat delayed, so let's try to be efficient and do it the German way and proceed with the next debate. So it's there's more. I'm sure there's more disco pogo later tonight at the farewell party, but as for now, let's focus on the next debate. It's a motion for a resolution by the Committee on Employment and Social Affairs 2, EMPL 2, and the topic reads as follows. In light of the social business initiative launched by the European Commission in 2011, how should the EU approach the continued rise and impact of social entrepreneurship initiatives? EMPL 2, would you like to read out your operative clauses? Well, can I see the placard? Thank you very much. You're recognized.
Scratching three, 5 hours. Yes, so we're keeping 5, scratching 3.
Bon appetit.
Sorry about that. So just before we move on with the operative clauses, there's one friendly amendment to the resolution. So we would just invite you to strike out operative clause 3 because it's apparently the same as operative clause 5. So operative clause 3 is gone, and that's that. EMPL 2, is that fine? Yeah? Perfect. So please read out your operative clauses.
Dear Mr. Vice President, honorable members of the board and fellow delegates. The European Youth Parliament, 1, recommends the governments of member states to adopt or amend legal frameworks specifically designed for social enterprises. 2, encourages member states to implement the definition of social enterprises used by the Social Business Initiative, SBI. Further recommends the European Commission to establish a European social stock exchange in order to A, publicly showcase social enterprises, B, measure the impact of social business in the EU, and C, facilitate an international environment for efficient and constant development of such enterprises. 5, urges the European Commission to develop a guide for member state governments for simplifying bureaucratic procedures with regards to financial access for social enterprises. 6, designates the expert group on social entrepreneurship to design business models for social enterprises. 7, further urges the European Commission to supervise the simplification of the European Social Fund application procedure. 8, encourages member states to provide specialist development support and mentoring programs for social entrepreneurs. 9, recommends member states to create national funds for social enterprises that would offer financial aid. 10, calls upon the European Commission to create a common labeling and certification system for social enterprises. 11, asks the European Commission to promote regular events regarding social entrepreneurship, such as conventions and talks. 12, requests that for the social enterprises to join the European Social Stock Exchange, they have to comply with the common definition of social enterprises set in the SBI. And 13, further requests member states to ensure that social entrepreneurs register with the SIE to develop and exchange information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next up, would the proposing committee like to deliver a defense speech? Empel 2, you're recognized. The floor is yours.
Dear Mr. Vice President, honorable members of the board, and fellow delegates. In a world filled with poverty, discrimination, global warming, and pressing societal issues, social entrepreneurship gives the opportunity to challenge those critical resources in a quite innovative and resourceful way. Rather than leaving societal issues for government sectors to solve, social entrepreneurship gives the opportunity for ordinary people to be the drivers of change. However, currently social entrepreneurs are not living up to their full potential and are prohibited from pursuing the societal change that they're capable of. Member states either do not recognize social entrepreneurship legally or have quite an underdeveloped definition surrounding it, creating quite a difficult environment for entrepreneurs to thrive. Which is why we highly encourage member states to specifically address social entrepreneurs in their legal framework so that each individual will have the opportunity to start their own social business. Furthermore, we'd encourage member states to adopt a common definition on social entrepreneurships so that social business initiatives will still be able to maintain their diverse specialization, yet it removes the obstacles of them expanded into international grounds. Since currently, if you desire to take your business into another European nation, their definition kind of prohibits you since it is not the same in each nation. And by having a common definition, you can more easily move into international grounds. In addition, we also take into consideration that some entrepreneurs are not experienced in the business aspects of their projects, which is why we find it important to offer courses and mentoring. Thank you.
Thank you for a very nice defense speech. And moving on, are there any committees that would like to attack this motion for a resolution? All right, we'll have two attack speeches. The first one will come from Econ. And the second one will come from Cult 2. Econ, you're recognized.
Okay, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the board, and of course, Ample 2. Have to say, your resolution is very similar to ours, and I really like it. However, your one focuses on social enterprises, and there are some crucial differences here. The main thing about social enterprises is that their primary objective is to achieve social impact and not to generate profit. And there are some problems about that. Most investors do not understand the values of social enterprises. As well, I have to say, well, your whole resolution proposes a reduction of democracy. And well, oh man, that's like so positive. So what happens if your social enterprise actually fails? Less bureaucracy now turns into a large problem, as it will be way harder for them to get back on their feet. Now, if I was to solve this problem, I would have made more solutions about how to explain the impact of social success review on these problems during the upcoming debate. I have to strongly recommend you, ladies and gentlemen, to vote against this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Petras. And we'll have the second attack speech from Cult 2. You're recognized.
Thank you. I think the resolution brings some great ideas to promote entrepreneurship in general. However, I feel that they